part of my morning routine is just kicking back and reading old school paper. Call me an old soul. I like the feel of the actual physical paper in my hands. I know it's kind of bad for the environment. Wall Street Journal, shout out there. But yeah, I get excited when I get it delivered every weekday morning, and it's not the same as reading it on a computer screen or an iPad or something like that. I really like the old school newspaper, and I could keep in tune with what's going on in the world, not just the financial markets, but news stories all around the world, because I think sometimes it's easy, especially in the Boulder bubble, so to speak, where I live, to get just caught up on what's going around in Boulder, what's going around in the mountain ultra trail running world or the marathon track road running world, and we get caught up in these little bubbles, or at least I do, and you lose perspective. You lose perspective on real things going on outside of where you live, outside of Colorado, but across the U.S. and outside of the U.S., what's going on around the world. How are people living who aren't just endurance athletes, but people living, fighting for their lives across the whole world, and what's going on with the environment and things like that. And so, I'm going to get out and go exercising today. This is just part of my little routine, but you look outside here in Boulder, and off our balcony view there, you could see the Flatirons over at Chautauqua Park. It's not very far away, but super hazy out, super hazy and smoky out. It's not just me messing up my camera settings there. It's actually that bright and hazy out. Air quality is probably pretty bad, but shout out to the people that have had to overcome a lot of the wildfires in the west here in the U.S., especially the ones I know in like South Tahoe area, but also by the Western States course, Forest Hill, California. Had some really scary moments there a couple days ago, just fighting the extreme weather conditions, as well as hurricanes and stuff like that, and other storms all around the world. People really struggling in poverty, and it gives you perspective, I think, when you look at your own schedule, your own daily life, what's going on with your running maybe or something like that, and the perspective of other people fighting for their lives across the country or across the world. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say about that. But getting the day started, let's go out. We got to do some exercising today. All right, is it lunchtime yet? Napoleon, make yourself a dang quesadilla. All right, so I was gonna go out for the bike ride, but it's getting late and I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna have a quesadilla first, and I do know how to say the word. It's a Napoleon Dynamite movie reference there. Before we go out on the bike ride, it's nice and hot today. The air quality is really bad, like I said, here in Boulder, pretty smoky. Charging up the GoPro, getting ready to lay out some gear for a big adventure tomorrow, though, hopefully. But let's eat and get out there. The cheddar flavor, vegan cheese, doesn't quite melt and stretch, but it'll be good with the salsa. And, oh, look I got part of an avocado left. Always key. Couldn't quite make guacamole, but a little avocado's good. Cast iron skillet. Get a little extra iron in there. I was actually getting really hungry, so I started snacking on some corn chips there. Gotta eat some veggies though, gotta be healthy. Bell peppers are best. The cheese kind of melted there, right? Not too bad. Nice and crispy. Nothing fancy. It's not a fancy presentation or anything. But dang, it's pretty good. Nice and salty. Alright, at the Buffalo Ranch. I actually drove here because I don't like to deal with the car traffic, but right out on the Highway 36 bike path. Got to put the Coros Apex Pro in cycling mode. Safety first. Alright, we're up. Alright, so just gonna take it pretty conservative. Don't want to crash here. I am off of blood thinners though, for the record. I haven't been on the bike all summer, obviously, but thought I'd do a little cross training today. Enjoy the bike path. Check out the new spot out by Superior at the mall. They redid part of the bike path, so you may recognize it from some of my long runs out here. Go check it out.
prairie dogs, right? Gotta watch out for you guys. Can't go too fast for the prairie dogs. You gotta brake for the prairie dogs. Give them a break. Ah! So that was the old way. It was really slow. You had to go across the new way goes straight by the highway. It's nice and wide, nice and fast. There's that haze. Pretty rough air quality day today. You can't see the silhouette of Green and Bear very well. Look out! Alright, so yeah, it was a good ride. Pretty warm out, but good to spin the legs a bit, get some speed going, have a little bit of fun cross training. Have been running a bit, about 50 miles, almost 80K last week. So working back into things gradually, slowly. Yeah, just having fun with it. Beautiful fall weather. Of course, air quality is a little subpar. It's been a little on the hot, dry side even for Colorado, and yeah, just disappointing to see all that smoke and covering the mountains, the mountain views, and the air quality is definitely not good for the lungs either, for anyone's lungs. So, you know, feel guilty, a little guilty driving my car even back and forth from the trailhead. Of course, when I drive my car, it's like 5K or 3 miles or less. So I barely drive my car, but oh, I gotta go. So funny story out there. This guy swung out in front of me, coming off a side path. He's going uphill, and he's going pretty slow on a pretty hefty looking bike. And so, you know, I'm going downhill, and I am passing him pretty quickly. I see out of the corner of my eye, though, he starts accelerating on me, and I was like, well, you know, if we're going downhill, he could get a lot of momentum going, probably. It's an older gentleman. He just turns on the jets and just absolutely shoots past me immediately after I had passed him, pulling away from me at like 15, 20 miles an hour, like ridiculous. And I just realized, oh, he's on one of those e-bikes. He kicked in the motor into high gear, and he just absolutely dusted me. Gotta have a little chuckle on that, though. It's almost like riding a motorcycle or something, but it was funny. I mean, here I am out here just trying to recover from a pulmonary embolism on my regular bike. Finally, a shout out to Avery Brewing. Notice the bike singlet, the logo there. Yeah, I'm gonna have some good beer from them, local sponsor. Drink Avery. All right, let's get back. Wow, all right, back at the apartment now. Cooking dinner, typical meal. We're not gonna vlog about that, but just wanted to say, I will chug this special ingredient here. Maple syrup from Canada. Don't want to sugarcoat it. It's the sweet stuff. Goes in the sauce on this. That's actually really good. That's really good. Canada maple syrup. Got this as a present for Sandy, but we're using it together. She's sharing. What'd you say?
You can use it.
I could use it?
Yeah.
You said I got it as a present for myself. I got it at the airport. Can't even tell if I'm in focus, actually. I don't have the autofocus working on this lens. But yeah, I got a couple minutes before those chickpeas burns, and Sandy and I got to eat dinner. But I just wanted to say, you know, this whole vlog's about being real, trying to be more authentic, and it's honestly very hard. It's what I've strived to try to do for over 11, 12 years on this YouTube channel, but also across all social media now, just trying to be real with you guys. And it's a double-edged sword with social media because, especially with something like Instagram, you're just seeing these snapshot highlights of people's days, or these little video clippets, or, you know, seeing things, I like to joke, through a figurative as well as a literal lens on Instagram, or seeing things through a different lens, different camera lens, on the YouTube here, right? You're just seeing video highlights of a life that I may or may not really lead or portray, and there's kind of some element of deception there in social media that I think is could do people some disservices, because you're playing the comparison game. I joke about being caught up in the Boulder bubble here, and, you know, there's so many great athletes here crushing it all the time. It's easy to feel fear of missing out, FOMO, right? They're over in Chamonix, you know, running amazing mountains. Over here in Boulder or across Colorado, running amazing mountains. People are always doing epic things, and sometimes I'm sitting here in my little studio apartment with the air conditioning on full blast, you know, having to do work emails or something like that. So maybe you could relate to that. You know, it's not
always real life. People have different struggles that they're always facing. People come from totally different backgrounds, and you might not know, you probably don't know their full story. Even some close friends or family members, there's a lot of background behind that. So I just want to, should be obvious, I guess, but I just want to put some context out there. And it's kind of why I like social media so much, is because you could, I don't want to say live a facade, but you could display artistic things that motivate you and creative things that celebrate the positive energy of being an endurance athlete in beautiful places, and, talk about nature and hopefully informative content that helps people experience the joy that you're experiencing through something like running, but also sharing that moment, but realizing the context of it, realizing that, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on in life, and we're all just human beings trying to make it in this world and share and hopefully uplift each other. But, playing the comparison game can be dangerous, and on social media, it's easy to get caught up in the Instagram stories and the Facebook posts, and thinking that everyone out there is always living this sort of life, but, it's social media. So it's just putting things in context, focusing on your own life, your own progression, what you could do with the time you have and the energy and resources you have to hopefully better yourself and feel empowered throughout life. And so that's kind of one of the goals that I try to keep with these vlogs, is keep things realistic, keep things, have some sort of message, I guess, tell a story every day. Well, I don't vlog every day, but I'm getting more into vlogging, but we've got more training talks coming your way, and definitely some more adventure videos coming your way too. Really excited, trying to get my health back, recovering from this pulmonary embolism, of course. But thanks so much to all the Patreon supporters for really making this channel possible. Thanks to title sponsor Hoka One, keeping the dream alive. I'll keep you guys updated. Subscribe if you like these types of videos, and check out all the links in the description below. Support Sandy and I on our coaching business at higherrunning.com. Thanks so much again. Hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for more of VO2 Max Productions.